Oh, buddy, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Today we're going to be doing a coaching session for Pyke. So, special thanks to Colt for donating for this game. I really appreciate it. This is patch 10.11, and we are streaming this. We stream every night, starting around midnight these days. Sometimes I'm a little bit later. My sleep schedule's a bit wacky, so I take care of my daughter during the day. A lot of times. So anyways, come on by though. It's usually from around midnight till 5 or 6 a.m. when school's not in session. When school is in session, it just depends on when I get assigned classes. But it's usually at night. So come on by. It's a good time. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, just $25 if you're not a channel member. If you are a channel member, it's just $20. You can become a channel member by clicking that membership button on YouTube or by using the PayPal subscription. There'll be a link in the description for both of those. And if you're a member, you can also come out and join us every Sundays and or every Sunday and play a members game if you like. If you want more coaching sessions, I'll have a link in the description. It's always got the champion as a thumbnail. When you flip through it, we have over 200 coaching sessions on the channel, constantly adding more. So be sure to check that out if you want some more analytical gameplay. And we do patch notes, tier list, individual champion guides, topical guides, all sorts of content coming up. Okay. So this is a tough matchup early on. It's because Ezreal is pretty worthless early. Most Ezreals don't do a ton early. Ezreal can be aggressive if they land a lot of their Qs and they're like posturing really aggressively, but he's probably just gonna farm off. And it's hard for Pyke to do any harassing. Okay. Lucian's also pretty difficult to hit. Now, if he goes in like that, you could try to hook him, but it's gonna be tough. This is probably one of those, you know, just try not to die early, and then just look for like roam opportunities. On your first bat, get Moby Boots and try to get a roam opportunity in there. But yeah, I probably wouldn't try to mess with him early. Because like I say, it's difficult to land stuff on the Lucian, and he's just going to do a lot more damage than Ezreal is early. I feel like this is a mistake going into them. I mean, Fiddlesticks is coming up, so maybe he can save the day here. Like, if you have a jungle gank, obviously that's a good chance to try to make a play, but, you know, other than that, I really wouldn't be. Okay, nice. Well, that worked out. Yeah, I'd probably chill on him unless Fiddlesticks comes down there and just see if you can get the lane frozen, like, here. It's hard to manage the wave as Pyke because he doesn't have a lot of wave clear and he's melee, but you're a hyper-aggressive laner. I mean, that's fine, but I just don't think this is the matchup for it. If you want to be like hyper aggressive in lane and kind of do it yourself, you need to be playing something ranged, probably like a Zyra or a Nami, something like that. But like melee champs, it's, I mean, it depends on your matchup. Like, you can do it with Nautilus and Leona and stuff like that. But yeah, with Ezreal, like, okay, here you go. You got Fiddlesticks coming again. Yeah, if Fiddlesticks is gonna camp it, then absolutely go for it. Pyke is a little bit harder to land stuff on, because he has a delay on his hook, but you do have your E to help out a bit with that. Pyke OP. Well, I mean, Pyke is good, but yeah, if you get chain ganked by your jungler, it certainly helps. But yeah, I mean, that was good. You did hit your hooks. You did convert those kills. So that's nice. Whenever you convert something like that, you know, it makes it a lot more likely that your jungler is going to come back if they have a good experience down there. So it's important that you try to convert. I assume you didn't have enough for Mobies on your first back. You had longsword boots. That's pretty close. That's 375, but you need 900 for the boots, so I think, or is it 700? Might be 700. If you had enough for mobility boots, you should have bought mobility boots on your first back, but if you didn't, then going kind of that assortment of stuff is okay. Wait, what was that? Oh, it was a Fiddlesticks thing. Yeah, I mean, that fight's kind of a mess. The Riven TP'd down. You gotta be a little careful of like those river kind of YOLO fights because, you know, their Riven has TP, your Garen only has Ignite. And, you know, there's gonna be wards somewhere in the river. And you could kind of get trapped, you know, when you're trying to rotate up. And their bot lane follows, you know, if the fight goes south, you're getting pincered. And Ezreal, once again, is like super weak in the early game, so that's hard to make plays with the Ezreal.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Okay, got your Mobies. See if you can get that control ward like up here somewhere. Like right here's a great control ward spot. A lot of junglers don't check that. That's a good catch. The bone plating plus Aftershock makes him a little difficult to cut through. It's hard. Well, I guess Ezreal can poke the bone plating off of him. Yeah, I remember Chrysalis bone plating. That was great. Before they nerfed both of those. Especially AP champs with Chrysalis. Enchanters, it was awesome. He had the protection early game, but then... Okay, y'all got him. Nice. See, I was still a little on the spooky side for a bit, just because he almost 1v2'd you guys. That's good, though. You still got your ult charge? Oh... She's a little early on that, or did you miss? I guess you're a little bit early. Courage of the Colossus. I don't remember what that... Was that one where you got, like... I remember that name. That one where you got, like, health or something? Like the old school mastery. I can't even remember that one. I just remember Windseekers. But the thing is, like, some of the runes now, like Airy, I think is just way better than like Windseekers was. Okay. Nice roam. Oh. Move back a little bit early, but that's alright. You got the conversion. Yeah, if Easy did land that Q. Okay. God, Ezreal's styling on him. They need like a janitor Pyke skin. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay. I guess that gave you a gap close to get on top of him. I mean, it's not gonna matter if you execute right there, I suppose, because there's no one else around to Because Ezreal didn't get an assist on that, did he? It's tough to say. I don't think he did. Okay. I'm going Dustblade next. Oh, okay. What was the cooldown on that? Was there a cooldown? Janitor Pyke, yeah, for the cleanup kills. I mean, who doesn't want to, like, have a janitor skin, man? Unsung heroes. Janitors are actually pretty cool. I've had several friends, well, acquaintances, I guess, people that I chat with in a professional setting, at the universities I've been at that were custodial. Especially like late hours in the library. Or long hours in the library, I should say. Meeting with students in conferences. Man, I'm gonna miss that. I don't know if we're gonna be allowed to do that anymore. I mean, I can keep 6 feet distance, I guess, with like the new regulations and stuff. In a one-on-one setting. But 45 to 30 seconds. Maori Pride. Okay. Nice, good play. Yeah, I think a lot of those are just kind of like stat stick stuff, where it just like gives you stats but doesn't change the actual style of play that much, or I don't know. Stuff that I really missed was the zombie ward before it was nerfed. I think that changed a lot in terms of the vision game for support. I really love that rune. It's probably my favorite of the new runes when they got released. A lot of supports didn't even take it. It was the junglers that kind of ruined that one. Zombie ward plus Ingenious Hunter, I'd end up with like my ward score would be like 130 a game, or like it'd be like just crazy numbers. That was fun. I think Ingenious Hunter is the one of the most interesting runes that just like is never quite good enough. Most of the time, except on some Predator users throughout history. It's been like very close, but it's just like not quite there. Okay. Ghostblade. Yeah. Ghostblade does give you a lot more movement. Dustblade, you know, is going to give you like more all-in, like just killing power. But Ghostblade is good. Another option would be Umbral Glaive. I think a lot of people do Umbral Glaive just because it's basically a free extra sweeper. I might do Umbral. I think like you're already pretty fast. And I think just that's one of the huge things about Pyke is he has such capabilities for awesome vision control because he can get Umbral and because his yeah, that's a bad nice. Gangster. Okay, mid decided not to rotate down. Make sure you ping that heal. That was kind of a dangerous ward take, just because once again Lucian's gonna bust up Ezreal at this point in the game. Do I like Zombie or Ghost Portal? I was doing Ghost Portal for a while. I still like Ghost Portal probably on Recon, but a lot of the enchanters I'm back towards. You know, I really prefer having like the all-in, especially in like Gold Elo, like the all-in harassment. Early, like the Airy plus Scorch, Transcendence, and then going for Taste of Blood in the laning phase. But yeah, Umbral is... I mean, Ghostblade did save you there, and it's good, but Umbral just gives you such commanding vision control. Because Pyke can not only get that, but he has just a great kit for vision control, right? He gets a movement speed increase with his W, invisible as well, and he has a dash. So he has a lot of tools in his kit to be able to get really deep vision in the enemy jungle, which reminds me, like, you should be trying to get more vision in the enemy jungle. But then he can also clean out vision, because he basically has 2 sweepers. So... Oh, you want me to go back and look at which hook? Okay. I'm going back. Huh. Alright, nice. Yeah, that was a good hook. Yeah, it was solid. I do like Ghostblade also, but another thing is, like, when you have Moby Boots and Ghostblade running and your W, you are starting to get some diminishing returns. I think it's after... I forgot the exact breakpoints. I think it's 450. You only get 20% benefit from movement. Like, you get 80%, I think, minus 20%. You get some kind of fall off after 450, and then after 600, I think you only get like 30% of movement speed. I'd have to look it up, but you start getting like some really big penalties on movement speed monitors. At 450, it's like moderate penalties, and I think it's 600. It's like huge penalties. So, you know, if you stack that much movement speed, you are losing some value in that. Probably quite a bit of value with Mobies plus your W plus Ghostblade. And Umbral's just really cheap. It's only 200 or 2,400 gold. So like, it's not bad. Like, it's a good item, but okay. Yeah, you want to get deeper vision. So, like, you need to at least try to get a vision here. Just, like, ward over this wall. Like I said, I think putting a pink right here would be huge. And then, like, warding over this wall. And then, like, that's probably yours. I think warding, like, right here is a little bit better. It gives you more vision of the whole area. And you don't have to walk into this bush to do it. Like, the whole thing about putting this over that wall is you can be pretty safe because you have the wall there. Eh. So when you just activated everything and ran around the shrine, you capped out at like 600, maybe you like touched 700. If we look at your stats there, like, hold on, let me back this up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So like, just sitting here, naturally you have, outside of combat, you have 471. That's with Mobies and Ghostblade without your W. Then you have this speed shrine here, which you can get when you activate Ghostblade and run. You get up to 673. Then when you cross the speed shrine, you get a little bit more to 700. As you can see, even with all that, you don't really get that much over 600. You do get some. So yeah, it's like, so when you activate Ghostblade, like, you do get the movement speed. When your W's up and you activate Ghostblade, you do get a lot of movement speed, which is really nice, but it's like, you know, the opportunity cost for that and not having Duskblade, especially if you're maxing W second, the opportunity cost for that is, you know, pretty high. Because you're gaining 77% of your movement speed right there. So like you get 77% right there, and then I think Ghostblade is 20 plus 20, and then 20 out of combat, and then I forgot what it is when you activate it. Is it like plus 20% or something when you activate it? It's a lot. So yeah, I mean, it is a lot of movement speed, but you know, I just think that having either, like, with that build, having either Ghostblade or Umbral Blade is probably better, but nice. Solid hook. I mean, I like Ghostblade too a lot. Like, I get it on several champs, but it's just like, if I'm sitting here being honest about it. I think Umbral might be a little bit less, like, it's not as much as you would think. I mean, we can do a cost analysis after this, but Umbral's 2,400. I think Ghostblade's 2,900. And I'm pretty sure like Ghostblade is 55 damage and like 18 lethality or something like that. And I think Umbral is 50 damage and maybe like 10 lethality. And they both have 10% CDR on it. Okay. I do like the Edge of Night buy. I think Edge of Night's pretty underrated. 2,700 for Ghostblade? Is it really that cheap? I mean, if it's only 2,700, maybe. Well, it depends, Alistair. Like, as a support, I think Umbral is by far the most common. If you're like a mid laner Talon or something, yeah, but... Umbral is less, Umbral is less lethality, but it's also less gold. You're getting it for, like, the ward sweep. Yeah, okay, it is 2,900. That was too deep. After you get the inhibitor, you don't want to fall for that trap. That's so common. I mean, even in like platinum, even in low diamond, honestly, quite a lot of the time, overstaying on inhibitors, because you gotta think like, there's no way y'all are gonna end the game there without, definitely not without your supers coming in. This early in the game, when they have 2 towers and like 4 people up, there's no way that you win. And they have such a huge advantage in their base. Obviously, they have the towers to fall back to on all angles, right? So they have all of this stuff. They can, you know, go back into their pool and refill their health. Like, it's just almost always a losing errand to try to stay in their base, because they just get such massive advantages. So pretty much, you just want to leave after inhibitor. And if other people are sticking around being stupid, just leave. Just let them die. If they want to ping you, just mute the ping. But like, that's one thing, that's like a huge thing in climbing, is in general, people are going to be making a lot of mistakes. And you can't get baited into stuff. I mean, that's what it is. Like, nice. Good job. Sometimes people get mad. They're like, oh, my teammates are bad. It's like, well, if you like are climbing, if you deserve to climb, you should be playing a lot better than them. So they should seem, you know, bad compared to you. But you have to play. You have to play like they're gonna make mistakes, and you have to make less mistakes. So a lot of people, you know, want to blame their teammates. You're not, obviously, in the chat, but I'm just saying this is like a huge point where people want to blame their teammates for getting baited into bad situations, like overstaying on inhibitor. They want to say, oh, but my dumb teammates were there, I had to help them. Especially as a support, sometimes that's the temptation. It's like, no, you don't. You just turn around and walk away. I mean, I have problems with that, too. I'm not saying I'm perfect with that. I get baited into lots of stupid stuff I shouldn't do. But, you know, it's important to reflect and just say, did I really have to do that? You know, did I have to stay on that inhibitor? Did I have to try to dive the tower? And the answer is usually no. If you sit back and, you know, you think about it a little bit, you calm and rational. Call it a fast back, yeah. It gave him a fast shutdown. I mean, y'all are in a really good position to win, but I mean, I've seen lots of games thrown where I've been ahead 5,000 plus gold. I'm sure you have too. So yeah, y'all are really far ahead, but, you know, ahead doesn't mean the game's over. Nice. Got the clean up crew. You do have Umbral, and that's good. But like the thing, Umbral is like so much better in the laning phase. I think. Like vision does matter later in the game too, but like being able to lock out that vision early to get those roams as fast as you can get them. I mean, it's basically like mobility boots 2.0, right? Like it's all about the roams, right? If you get mobility boots and Umbral, you like knock out all of their vision in the river constantly with your sweeper and Umbral, then you just have so much like capabilities to roam, get deep vision in their jungle, invade their jungle with your jungler. I just feel like it's a lot of things. So hold up, we can look here real quick. Okay, so Umbral Glaive. 10% cooldown, 50 attack damage, 12 lethality. I'm pretty sure Ghostblade is, what, 18 lethality? So it's 5 more attack damage and 6 more lethality, not including the movement speed stuff, for 500 gold. So, you know, on the surface, it values lethality is really kind of a broken stat. Like, in terms of gold valuation, it values it at, like, 5 gold or something each, because Serrated Dirk is such a weirdly, it's such a weird item. Because, like, 30 attack damage, that's gonna end up being, like, 105, or something like, or 1,050, rather. Yeah. Attack damage, and so it's, like, lethality's 5 gold each. So, lethality, you kind of have to do your own math there. Like, in the best case scenario, it tells you how much armor it'll shred. So just, like, an easy way to do that is just thinking, what the hell are these weird-ass ads? And just thinking, okay, so that's basically about the price of armor, right? Because you're negating that much armor. So, if we go back and we look at something like, Umbral Glaive, you know what, when you complete this around level 7, just for easy math, we can just say it's negating, I don't know, 9 armor. So that's 180 gold that it negates. Versus this, you know, level 9 is, let's call it 15 armor. So you're, like, negating 6 extra armor, which is about 120 gold. So you're getting 120 gold extra value off of the 6 extra lethality at that point. 5 attack damage is 185 gold. So 120 plus 185 is what, like 305. So it's like 305 gold worth of extra attack damage and lethality in the mid game is what you're getting off of that. But you're paying 500 gold for it. So it's like you're paying 200 more gold for this, and then you have to ask, okay, well, is the movement speed, the 40 out of combat movement speed, and the 20% on the active, is that more powerful than the sweeper off of Umbral Glaive? So that's the question. It's like, okay, you're going to be down around 200 gold in value. And it costs more, so you're losing tempo. Usually it's going to take 1 or 2 more backs while you're waiting on Ghostblade versus completing Umbral. And then you have to decide, is it worth, having an extra sweeper, or is it worth having that extra movement speed? And, I guess it's subjective to some extent, but if you think like the whole purpose of the movement speed is to roam, but your roams are not going to be successful if you don't like have the wards swept, then I think the sweeper is probably better in a lot of situations. Hey, what's up? What's the player I like best? No. Not that I know of. Maybe this ad agency has identified something. It thinks I would like that. I mean, obviously. It's just kind of, some of these ads are all over the place. Like, this is for, like, ulcerative colitis or something. I don't know anyone that has that. But anyway, so it's up to you. I do think that Umbral is extremely powerful. I'm seeing like higher level pro players get it, but I don't know. It's up to you. I don't think you're giving up that much damage for it. Like I said, it's like 300 gold worth of damage with attack damage and lethality combined. But you're paying 500 more. It's just the utility. Is it worth, losing 200 gold, losing 2 backs worth of tempo in order to have a bit more movement speed that's going to decay? What's the movement speed decay rate to? I'm pretty sure the breakpoints are 450 and 600, but it might be 30% reduction at 450 and then 70% reduction at 600. Oh, it's at 415, actually. I thought it was 450. Wow, and it gets cut at 490. I thought it was 600. Okay, so the reduction is severe after a certain cap, right? So you lose 20% once you get to 415, and then once you go over 490, then you lose 50% of the value on that. So you're like, with mobility boots and W, you're already like into the penalty. So I don't know. Let me see your question. I think it's different for Pyke. Oh yeah, I mean you do gain some extra lethality with Pyke, obviously on his his movement speed on his W and on his ult, but I mean we're talking about 6 lethality here, like. How much extra damage is that going to give you on your ult? It's like 0.5. I mean, it's like 3 damage on your ult or something, maybe. It might be a little bit more, but. Okay, so the movement speed here, you would gain 9 extra movement speed, which is going to get diminished with that build to begin with. So it's going to be 50% if you activate Ghostblade. You're going to get a big reduction on that, so you're probably getting somewhere around like 3 movement speed on that, and then 1.5 per lethality, 6, so it is 9 more damage. So it's like, yeah, you get 9 more damage on your death from below, and you get 3 more movement speed on this. Not all of his skills, it's just his W and his ult scale off of that. Ads gonna be ads. See, this would make more sense as an ad because I am a YouTube content creator. I'm streaming right now on YouTube. So to market me something like Adobe's Creative Cloud, that makes more sense. Wikipedia's got their ad algorithm working a little bit better. It should be marketing me like video games, I don't know, like podcasts, you know, things like that. I don't know. Some of the stuff they market me, it feels really weird. The stun does not scale with, well, yeah, okay. It does. Very little. Okay, so you would get an extra point six, like 0.6, 0.06. So, you know, your stun would go, like, the differential here would be a 1.31 second stun versus a 1.25 second stun. Like, that doesn't even really, like, adjust for ping, really. So, I mean, it's not that much. So, it's up to you. But I think Umbral is common. Just because something's common doesn't mean... Yeah, magic stuff, maybe. Just because something's common doesn't mean that it's correct, but... That's just my suggestion. Try out, you know... I would say try out Umbral. Umbral also does give you more gold over time, too. Because every time you kill a ward, you're getting, like, 25 gold. So, that's not, like, a huge deal. But over the course of a game, you know... You probably will get an extra, I don't know, 150, 200 gold, something like that. No, there's no way it's 2 extra seconds. 0.2. Yeah, but... You're not getting 0 lethality on Umbral. Remember, the difference in lethality of these items is only 6. It's not 20, it's 6. Right? So the whole conversation is, you know, once again, is 5 AD and 6 lethality worth paying 500 more gold? And how do you value this active, the Blackout, versus the Ghostblade active? So it's just 6 lethality. It's not like this has 0 lethality. So you got to look at the differential there. So the differential is just 6 lethality. But anyways, okay. That's going to be it for this coaching session. Streaming is going to continue. So thank you very much, Colt. So the biggest stuff there is just think about the itemization. You know, think about Umbral Glaive. Once again, it probably doesn't matter what you bought there. You were so far ahead, you're probably going to win. Don't overstay on inhibitors. Try not to commit too early to some of those fights. You know, you did lose 2 of those fights early in lane. The Fiddlesticks did come down on the ganks and clean those up, so that's nice. Like, if the jungler's going to show up, yeah, you know, fighting's really good, but just be a little careful in some of those matchups. Because, like, the Lucian, you know, the Lucian was putting in some work versus that Ezreal early on. It's just his team ended up falling really far behind, and your jungler, you know, was, like, hugely out-jungling their jungler. But you did very well in the game. You hit some nice clutch hooks and stuff like that, but yeah, but I mean, it just depends, man. I mean, do whatever you want. That's just my advice to you. You know, most of the time with coaching sessions, you know, if you're winning with stuff, you can just do whatever you want. But anyways, that's gonna be it for people that want to watch more coaching sessions. Just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com or stop by the live stream, see what you think, and yeah, we'll see everybody next time. Have a good day.